If you're still relying on the occasional long video drop, you're probably leaving a ton of views on the table. Think about it for a second. How many times have you scrolled right past a long video because you simply didn't have the time to commit? Or maybe that video just didn't manage to grab your attention within the critical first 30 seconds. The reality is, short, snackable clips are now the primary currency of attention online. These short pieces excel at pulling new people in right away. They are instrumental in building a habit of regular viewing among your audience members. And honestly, having these clips makes the rest of your long-form content work significantly harder for you. Subtitles, strong thumbnails, and compelling hooks all certainly matter for initial clicks. However, there is a second, often underestimated problem most creators completely fail to account for, which is consistency. If you cannot manage to release a steady stream of short clips from just one long recording, your channel will invariably start to feel sporadic. Your dedicated fans won't know when to reasonably expect any new material from you. And critically, the algorithm won't have a reason to start favoring your content in its recommendations. The fantastic news, though, is that turning one single recording into a full month's worth of bite-sized posts is much easier than you might imagine. This becomes true once you finally learn the right approach and discover the most effective tools available. In this video, I'm planning to walk you through the absolute smartest ways to transform those long videos into viral-ready clips. We will examine the specific trade-offs associated with each particular method we discuss. I'll also reveal the specific tool I actually use that makes producing polished, short-form content shockingly simple and incredibly fast. If you want to see exactly how I managed to go from one single interview to 30 days of consistent posting with almost no manual clipping whatsoever, you need to stick around. I'm sharing this because the efficient workflow I'm about to show you saved me several hours every single week. So let's start at the beginning by asking, why should you even bother splitting those long videos in the first place? Reason number one is simple. Modern attention spans are definitely short, meaning audiences strongly prefer quick and clearly delivered value. Reason two focuses on efficiency. The very same core moment can be elegantly repurposed across entirely different platforms in multiple formats. And the third key reason is training. Consistent posting genuinely trains both the platform's algorithm and your established audience base. Seriously, creators who manage to post multiple clips every single week grow much faster than those who only drop occasional long episodes without any serious repurposing. Alright, so how do you actually execute this strategy successfully? There are definitely a few paths that people typically take, and they are all completely valid approaches. However, you must understand that each one of these paths comes with its own unique set of trade-offs you need to consider. Let's begin by examining the professional standard, Adobe Premiere Pro. If you currently live inside Premiere, you likely deeply appreciate the unparalleled level of granular control it offers you. You possess the power to meticulously tweak every single frame, precisely color grade, perfect the audio mix, and drop in captions with pinpoint accuracy. But clipping a long video into dozens of distinct shorts quickly becomes an intensely tedious and repetitive task. You will spend valuable hours just scrubbing through footage, marking in and out points for every clip, and then exporting many small individual files. Furthermore, you have to constantly juggle sequence settings to accommodate the specific requirements of each unique platform you target. And unless you maintain an extremely disciplined template system, you'll inevitably end up recreating the exact same tedious setup work over and over again. Ultimately, Premiere grants you unmatched precision, but this capability costs you precious time, which is the main limiting factor for most creators aiming to scale their output. Moving on, let's consider CapCut, a popular choice for many short-form content creators. CapCut is genuinely awesome because it's often mobile first, packed with templates that are instantly ready for current trends, and exports rapidly. If you are focused on making just a few single viral videos or editing while you're constantly on the go, it serves as a perfect solution. The significant downside is that the free version imposes export limitations, and some of its most powerful features are locked behind paywalls. Furthermore, being closely tied to certain corporate ecosystems makes a number of people feel uneasy about relying on it long-term. CapCut is brilliant for isolated single clips and any kind of editing done primarily on your mobile device, but it wasn't engineered for batch processing hundreds of moments from a 2-hour recording. It also doesn't naturally handle the complex management of posting schedules across multiple distribution channels. Next, we have creators who still rely on hiring human editors or using dedicated transcription services to handle this workload. These human-powered options can genuinely be the gold standard for achieving absolute accuracy and capturing subtle nuance in the content. This is especially true if you are producing high-level documentary work or content that demands perfect transcription in several different languages. The major drawback here, of course, is the significant financial cost involved. Paying actual humans to meticulously spot and clip every single potentially viral moment in your content adds up financially very, very quickly. For budget-conscious creators or anyone who desperately needs both speed and scale in their publishing, human-only workflows simply aren't sustainable for the long run. You might have also heard about those newer platforms that try to act as a true one-stop creation studio for everything. These all-in-one solutions are fantastic because they dramatically cut down on the constant need to jump between various separate applications. They will certainly get you a good distance down the road toward efficiency, which is important. But here is the undeniable truth that I unfortunately learned the hard way through painful trial and error. Many of those platforms genuinely excel at the initial recording process and caption generation, and some are decent at basic editing. However, very few truly optimize for automatically discovering the most viral, high-engagement moments buried deep inside your long-form material. And even fewer can transform those discoveries into a whole month's worth of platform-ready posts automatically. This is precisely the moment where the specific technology called Vizard fundamentally changes the entire game for us creators. Vizard doesn't merely transcribe your audio or give you back one single suggested clip for your effort. Instead, it intelligently analyzes the entire video file, pinpoints those moments most likely to drive high engagement, and turns them into ready-to-post short clips. You should think of it as having an intelligent brain that swiftly converts a long, continuous stream of content into perfect bite-sized highlights with minimal human input required. The feature called auto-editing viral clips is specifically what saves me the largest amount of my valuable time. Instead of spending hours scrubbing timelines and constantly guessing what specific moment will eventually perform well, the AI surfaces the best parts based on pacing and emphasis signals. It truly feels like having a highly competent junior editor who is already perfectly up to date on all the current social media trends. But accurately finding all the great clips is only ever half of the entire battle you face as a creator. Achieving posting consistency is where the vast majority of creators unfortunately start to falter and fall behind their goals. That is why Vizard's integrated auto-schedule function is such an absolute lifesaver for my sanity. You simply set your desired posting frequency, specify the target platforms and the required cadence, and the system queues everything up for you. This completely eliminates the chore of manual uploading and the need to copy and paste descriptions and hashtags for every single post. You literally set this entire process up once, then you can essentially forget about it because the system intelligently handles the remaining steps. For anyone managing multiple different content channels, that level of built-in reliability is worth its weight in gold. And if you happen to run more than one show or manage a podcast alongside weekly interviews, the content calendar feature is invaluable. This feature allows you to actually see your entire publishing pipeline from one single, centralized dashboard view. Need to move a scheduled clip to a completely different date? Just drag and drop it on the screen. Want to instantly swap out a thumbnail or make a minor caption tweak specifically for TikTok versus Instagram? You can edit those details right there in line, keeping everything perfectly organized so your audience always sees a steady, polished feed. This setup effectively removes the need for you to hire a full-time social media manager to keep things running smoothly. Let me be perfectly clear on one important point. Vizard is not the best solution for absolutely everything you might do. If you require frame-by-frame cinematic control or need advanced visual effects, you will naturally still reach for Premiere Pro. If your goal is to rapidly experiment with trend-based edit styles directly on your phone, CapCut still offers some exceptionally snappy templates for that. And finally, if you absolutely require subtitle-for-subtitle accuracy across multiple dialects for a formal broadcast, a dedicated human transcription service will undeniably win that specific battle. But for the everyday creator who prioritizes high volume, good quality, and minimal personal effort, Vizard absolutely hits that sweet spot perfectly. It delivers superior scalability compared to using Premiere in isolation, far more immediate automation than CapCut provides, and a much more affordable path than outsourcing all your clipping to people. Here is exactly how I personally integrate this powerful system into my weekly production workflow right now. I record a long-form podcast or an in-depth interview, upload the whole file directly into Vizard, and within minutes it returns a whole batch of suggested clips for me to review. These suggestions often include quick 15 to 30-second hooks, alongside some slightly longer moments that offer a bit more deep dive value. I preview the suggestions, make any tiny necessary edits if I feel like it, set the global posting cadence, and then Vizard diligently handles every single remaining step automatically. For all the necessary on-screen captions, Vizard can either bake them directly into the video file or export standard SRT files if you prefer uploading them separately. The important creative control remains readily available whenever a specific need arises, but on most days, I honestly don't even touch the default settings because they are already so clean and platform ready. And yes, there is an extremely fun part to this whole process. You can create and save branded templates so your clips maintain a completely consistent look without you ever having to rebuild the design wheel. You set things like specific fonts, brand colors, and intro or outro bumpers just once, and they automatically apply across every single piece of content you publish. That crucial visual consistency is massive for building strong brand recognition as your content spreads across all the different platforms. I want to address one final point in case you are worried about losing your own unique creative touch throughout this process. You truly do not need to worry about that at all because Vizard is designed to surface choices, not to forcefully dictate your style. You have the option to accept the AI's very first suggestions as they are, iterate on them slightly, or fully customize a handful of strategic posts. This inherent flexibility is precisely why this tool doesn't ever feel like a cold, soulless automation engine. It feels like a genuinely smart assistant that boosts your productivity immensely. If any part of this explanation has sparked an idea for your own channel, I would be hugely grateful if you would hit that like button. Doing so helps this video reach other creators who are currently struggling to juggle their long-form content with their short-form demands. It also signals to me that I should keep producing and dropping more workflow tutorials just like this one in the future. To quickly recap our comparison points, Premiere gives total control but demands significant time investment. CapCut is excellent for fast, on-the-go mobile edits, but is limited when it comes to serious batch processing and scheduling. Using human editors ensures accuracy and nuance, but it comes with a very high price tag that isn't sustainable for everyone. And while one-stop platforms are convenient, they often miss that essential sweet spot of automatic viral clipping combined with native scheduling. Vizard sits perfectly in that powerful gap. It actively finds the potential viral moments for you. It handles the posting schedule completely automatically, and it organizes everything via a calendar so you actually achieve consistent output. What used to be the tedious chores of generating subtitles and crafting perfect hooks is now completely flipped into a massive competitive advantage for you. Turning just one single long video into a full month's worth of scheduled social content is now made not only doable, but remarkably painless with the right system. If you are ready to see the exact step-by-step process I personally use to generate 30 days of shorts from a single interview, then I encourage you to watch the video linked right here on the screen. I detail the entire upload, the specific clip suggestions I approve, the tiny final edits I apply, and the exact scheduling settings I configure every time. Trust me when I say this, the moment you try this automated method, you will immediately wonder why you ever bothered with the old way of doing manual clipping ever again.